vaya. Oye, Tony en 10. Ese es el rant de Tony. I just started talking about things. Prime, Danny Donas conmigo.
Yo.
What camera do I look into, Prime, since you set all these cameras up?
One is right in your face, Danny.
It's like Big Brother up in this mug.
It's always right in your face.
Camera's right
Is
in
this
his
good?
face.
Because then...
You know what? Now that you moved it, let me go ahead and double check. But we're 10 minutes. Do we have a timer?
Yeah, we
Please
do.
rant.
It's on.
Please rant.
I'm kind of sick. I'm kind of tired. Ya esto me está molestando. I'm super cool. I'm laid back. I'm relaxed. Pero ya estoy un poco cansado de esto todos los días aquí y es Prime.
Wait, whoa,
Danny,
whoa.
Estoy hablando en serio, bro.
What? I did not know
Papi,
this.
esto es una...
What are you talking about?
Wait, you're making the rain about me?
Estoy encabronado, bro. Este tipo, Prime, ya me la tiene pelada ya con lo de...
Why?
Con lo de
With the
Cuba
cameras?
y esto, con lo de Cuba, con lo de Cuba, con lo de Cuba, con lo de
Oh,
Cuba.
my
Are you really
God.
Cuban? Are you really
I didn't know
Cuban?
you were going to talk about this. I thought we were using this for the office.
No, it's...
I thought you were joking when you were saying you were mad.
No, this is... I'm dead ass. Like, I'm
I
tired
will.
of this.
I'm
I'm tired of this. Imagine if somebody every day keeps asking you, oh, are you really like what you identify yourself as? What it says on my birth certificate? How am I supposed to feel about
Prime,
that? Like, for
can
real?
you kind of relive on what he's talking about here? Can you kind of set us
Estoy
up?
cansado de esto, cabrón. De verdad que sí, bro.
Oh.
I guess, like, I'll look at the people.
No, de verdad no. Tú, vamos a hablar claro, vamos a hablar claro.
All right, so I'll let the people know since he's upset right now. I don't think he's, like, really Cuban. I don't think he's
What led you to this? What led you to this? So why?
I got too many disappointments with him already. Like, the number one thing that is crazy when you work with a lot of Cubans, there's expectations, man. Like, you have to represent your culture a certain way. And the number one thing I always expect is Cubans make the best coffee.
Yeah,
And so
I
if
agree.
anyone's making coffee in the building and it's not a Cuban, that's a problem. The first person.
That's a stereotype.
Okay, it's a
That's
stereotype.
not,
But that's a good stereotype,
right?
right?
It's a good stereotype, though. The first person to make me a coffee in this place was Nandi. Shout out to Nandi. He's Puerto Rican, though. And he makes more Cuban coffee than anything I've ever seen him do.
You're right. You know, I can kind of.
Cubano toda su vida, imagínate tú.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember being in the studio and the door was being knocked and it was a Puerto Rican with a Cuban coffee maker.
Yeah, he's just. I've never seen. Not only have I never seen him make a coffee, he comes in with Wawa coffee. Like, he drinks coffee from Wawa.
Pero americano.
Y tú también tomas café Dunkin' Donuts, which is worse. A caramel latte. Donde sea guagua es café negro y hay café cubano ahí también.
Am I Cuban?
That's true.
Am I Cuban? Do I have the reputation of the best coffee in the world? No.
Yo no te veo a ti con una capurria left and right.
Una medalla, ¿no?
Yo no te veo a ti comiendo pan sobado todo el día.
Tenemos un malta india
Una
ahí.
malta india para arriba para abajo. ¿Por qué yo tengo que, mira, yo soy cubano nacido en La Habana, Cuba, en maternidad de línea, más cubano que eso no hay. Yo sé toda mi vida, yo me empapé con lo que era la cultura cubana, living under the regime, even though I left when I was 7 years old, I used to listen to my great-grandfather telling me these stories.
It's 7, but you're like
And everything.
You're like 43 now, so you gotta like.
I'm not 43.
43.
I'm not 43.
I'm like, damn.
I'm not 43. I just became a dad. I'm a super young dad, kind of like Frankie. I look 25,
Super young.
even though I'm 34. Lo que quiero decir es una cosa. Es una falta de respeto que se esté diciendo esto on a daily basis. What more Cuban proof do you want? What more Cuban proof do you want?
I think we should.
Mira como yo hablo. I got the Cuban accent
Yeah.
down to the T. What else you want?
So on the
And my birth certificate says Cuba.
the skeptical side of me is like your accent is perfected, but you get paid to speak for like so you speak for a living, you know, and so you're a Cuban voice professionally, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that he drinks Cuban coffee, that he knows how
I
to
got
make
10% Puerto Rican blood in me as well. I grew up in Hialeah when I was 7 years old. Lived in Lehigh, Fort Myers, Cape Coral. Yo no estaba en Cuba toda mi vida. What do you
Danny,
expect?
I think he's more Puerto Rican than Cuban.
I feel like the right way in order to figure out if he's actually the Cuban that he portrays to be, I think we should put it to the test. You
Okay.
know? Let's put it to the test. I asked you a few questions.
Let's
and,
do it.
You know, how much time do we have? Where we at? What's our count?
We got 6.
6 minutes. All right, here. All right, so I'm going to ask you a
I
question.
want to get one thing. I got to negotiate the deal.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
If I pass this quote-unquote Cuban test,
Oh, boy.
we got to put this to
Se acabó la
sleep.
mierda. That's it.
We got to put this tonight.
You gotta stop.
Más nunca me
can you agree to that?
Más nunca me puede cuestionar mi cubanía.
Prime, can you agree to this stipulation?
Sure, let's go.
All right, here we go. First question,
He
all
ain't
right?
gonna pass it, so.
All right, there's a certain answer I'm looking for here. So, what's your favorite Cuban dish? Su comida cubano más favorito.
Pay attention, people.
Esa está buena.
Because I already know the answer, and he's going to change it. I know he
Has
is.
to be a Cuban dish.
No, I know the answer, though.
Ropa vieja.
That's it. That's the answer. That's a super Cuban answer.
He lies.
All right, that's the answer I was looking for.
His real answer, can I give him the real answer? His real answer is Cuban pizza.
Which is also super Cuban.
I'm
Pero dije ropa vieja.
Okay.
His real
Carne con
see,
papa, fricasé de pollo, un sándwich cubano, una medianoche, pastelito guayaba y queso. What else you want?
Bobby, anytime you say pizza after, it's already not
I don't know how
Cuban.
to ask this question, but I'm going to try, okay? All right. What does resolver mean in a Cuban daily life?
Oh, fácil. Resolver.
Is that how? Okay. Resolver.
I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to figure it out.
Wow. That's a very Cuban answer. He passed that one. One more. Well, I got one more for you,
He
okay?
passed that one.
What do you
¿Viste?
mean?
Tú no sabes ni lo que quiere decir resolver and you're questioning me.
Any Puerto Rican would say the same thing. Anyway.
Name a famous quote from Jose Marti.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure who that is. Who is that?
That's a Cuban poet. That's actually the inspiration for Cuban independence.
Let me get a poem.
How can I wouldn't even know how to translate
Let me
this
get
one,
a
but-
poem. Let's see if he knows a poem.
Do you have a quote from that? Is
Yes,
that
I do.
something you do?
Cultivo una rosa blanca en junio como en enero para el amigo sincero que me da la mano franca.
He's Cuban. Prime, he's Cuban. It's official. That's literally what I have here. I went to AI and I asked, how do I prove a person is Cuban? Give me 5 questions. He gave me these 5, and I gave you 3, and every one he nailed
Jose
without
Marti is
hesitation.
the founding father of Cuba.
He has a tramp stamp of him on his back.
Ya sé, no quiero más que me vuelvan a cuestionar mi cubanía aquí, por favor.
Can you agree that he's Cuban now, please, Prime, so you can let this shit go, please? My God.
I mean, according to you, he passed the test, but he lied in the first question.
Danny, we agree to terms.
You agreed.
He lied on the
Fine.
first question.
How did he
Danny.
lie?
He said ropa vieja. That's cap.
That was his favorite
His
Cuban
favorite
food.
is Cuban pizza.
But I would say that's more
Can't
of an
even say
Italian
that in
dish.
Spanish.
Is pizza an Italian dish or an American dish?
It
I
is
forget.
Italian, obviously.
It's Italian with a Cuban twist to it if you're making Cuban pizza out of it.
Wow.
And then the most American thing you could do is just take 2 cultures and make it one thing.
Is Tony more Cuban than Pitbull, the rapper Pitbull from 305?
Yo vamos de nuevo con Pitbull.
I don't think so.
No.
I think I think
Danny, really?
You say
I
Pitbull
think-
is more Cuban than Tony?
I think Pitbull's one of the most Cuban things I've ever seen in my
Que
life.
carajo, bro.
Danny, ¿qué es esto?
Where's that quote where Pitbull's on stage saying, if you would like to bleep America, you could go back where you from?
He did.
Ow, my elbow.
He said that.
No, but then he also said, if
Where's
you-
he from?
if
'Cause
he-
he's
he
more
said-
American than apple
He
pie.
said, if you don't come from the countries that we come from,
He doesn't come from those countries.
even though he
He doesn't
wasn't
even
born
know
in
where
Cuba,
those countries are located on
bro,
a map.
he wasn't even born in Cuba, and he claims Cuba like he was born there.
Yeah, sure. He claimed the good side of it, but guess what? He was doing rap. How was he going to stand out?
Yeah.
So Cubans don't
Let's
rap,
play the Cuban card. That's how he got to fame.
but Cubans can't rap.
No, they could rap.
Of course they can.
Pero he needed to say Cuba and culo in every song when he was coming up.
You know, as we wrap up the podcast or the 10-minute rant of Tony here,
minutos, Danny.
you know, can we at least leave it off for you admitting that Tony is in fact Cuban?
I don't know, because I would like to hear another Cuban's perspective. We're 2 Puerto Ricans.
Danny, that is not what we agreed to.
Can we have it in the comments? There are going to be comments. This is going to be on YouTube somewhere. In the comments, you know, what could Tony do to prove to Prime that he's Cuban?
He's
Like, what can he
Mi
do?
hermano vive ahí.
He's high
Mi
on
abuelo vive ahí.
Yeah.
¿Qué más tú quieres?
You don't.
No, claro, como muchos cubanos que han tenido que emigrar because of the shit government that we have over there.
Would you move back?
No, I wouldn't. Si Cuba sigue en dictadura, I'm not.
They don't have Wi-Fi. Why would he move back?
Oh my gosh. He wouldn't move back. He loves pizza more than he loves Cuban food.
Cuban pizza is quite a thing.
I've never
down
had
there,
Cuban
yeah.
pizza.
He
Okay.
doesn't claim Pitbull, who's been representing Cuba.
No Cuban claims Pitbull.
What exactly makes a
my
pizza
God.
a Cuban pizza? What does it have to have
The
on it?
dough, la salsa es más dulce.
Apparently, you can't cut it.
Oh, what? It's a burrito then, right? Isn't it a burrito then?
not funny, that's a
was
fact.
that a reference to the Cuban bread being extra hard the next day?
No, literally, you can't cut the Cuban pizza, bro. I was surprised when they gave it to me, and I had to ask them to cut it, and they looked at me like I was crazy.
You gotta eat it all together.
But it's for my baby daughter. Like she was like, Dad, what do I do with
Trying to
this?
get many slices. That's such a Danny move, though. Could you cut the pizza for me?
It's for people who don't know. It's like a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut without it being cut. It's fire
Good way
though.
to put it.
It's fire.
Nos quedan 20 segundos, Danny.
All right, well, it's official. Tony is Cuban, in my eyes, at least. Prime, you
sir.
said that you would agree to and I gave the questions, and you did not agree. So does that make you a liar? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, he lied in the first answer. So.
All right, well, you're Cuban, Tony, official.
Gracias.
Dale.
About time.
About time.
Culo! Hey!
Hey, Danny, man.